So for many people that follow the Marvel Comics, you're not going to be surprised when I tell you that Death is an actual character. Like, Death has an actual embodiment, and she's a actual thing. Now, of course, in the comics, Thanos is in love with Death. It's one of the main things that pushes the character forward and kind of tells you why he's insane as he is and whose bidding he's really doing at certain times. Now, of course, with Infinity War and Avengers 4, there was a lot of discussion in regards to Death and using the character in either movie. Now, Infinity War plays out the way it does, and, you know, certain elements of Thanos are there, but many people are still wondering, could the character show up in Avengers 4? Well, one of the actual screenwriters for Avengers Infinity War and 4 actually gets to talk a little bit about this. He says, and I quote, "At the beginning, just because it's such a focal point of the comics, we talked about it. But I think pretty quickly it's not something that brings you closer to his motivation. It's not something where the average moviegoer says, now I can kind of sympathize with him because he's in love with Death. But I think we took that passion that he really is in love with Death in the comics. He's a loner, kind of a sad little fella. We wanted to maintain that level of emotion on his part. Just redirect it." It's kind of like what he's saying is, yeah, you just couldn't make that connection work with the audience. Like, the audience needs a little bit more of a reason, which is why they made the changes they did to Infinity War. And going into Avengers 4, I think when you look at this quote, it kind of just tells you it's not going to happen at all. It just wouldn't stand to work, I don't think, on screen. I mean, don't get me wrong, okay, it could work, but it's not the direction of a character they want to go with, and you can't suddenly add that element and retcon everything they did in Infinity War. That's just not how it works. So you're going to have Death stay out and completely away, and maybe somewhere in the future they can bring the character in, but it's definitely not happening in these movies or in relation to Thanos.